So sorry about the late start. Um, there was just something else I had to finish up before I streamed this morning. So, not sure if you can hear the weird music coming from. I don't really know where it's coming from. Because it can't be coming from downstairs. Because the place downstairs is closed. So I really don't know where it's coming from. But, anyways. Let's talk music. So, we actually did a couple things last time. We kind of finished up discussing what we were going to do with this Duke project. Or at least how it was going to sound. That is like the main theme, like the main bass line, and then over top of it are chords. And then what was it? I think it was and then back to. And then it's tough to do, but like that along with this bass line, along with some sort of melody going on. Going on, kind of just doodling in the background there, and then we go into like a solo session type of deal where it's. And then eventually. Back to that, right? So, what's supposed to kind of sound like, something like that. Also, if I seem a little out of it, I am. I'm fairly tired today, but we're gonna kind of push through that. And that's really all we left this at, mostly because a lot of this was going to be somewhat improvisational type of deal, and so it was going to be a little bit left up to improvisation, a lot of it. And there really wasn't too much to discuss when it came to something like this, because this is something that's short and sweet that would kind of require not very much effort, honestly, to play, and it would also just be able to be improvised quite a bit. So for me, this was not something that needed to be written out with a full page of stuff explaining how things would go, and it would last an entire level, a Doom level, really. And there doesn't need to be an ending, because there wouldn't be an ending, because it's basically up to the player to decide when the level's going to end, when the music's going to stop. So it was that. So I'm just gonna leave this up for 1 second. I'm gonna grab like a sweatshirt. It's really cold in my apartment for some reason. I think I turned the heater down too much. Yeah, I think I need to turn the heater back up. Because it's extremely cold in here for some reason. So, actually, maybe I should just do that. The problem actually usually is that the heat is actually really good in my apartment. And sometimes it gets way too hot, but it needs to be heated up a bit. How cold is it out right now? 42? Really, that's it? That's not even that cold. Huh. Okay, so let's discuss this. So, this was originally just something that I was using to practice 3 Against 2. And then it turned into a Song of Storms remix. And then I was trying to decide if I wanted it to be its own separate entity, or if I wanted it to be a Song of Storms remix. And after a while, I just kind of played through both of them a bunch of times, and I think it's better for it to be a Song of Storms remix. I think it sounds better that way. And then I found this little chord change here, this, and was like, oh yeah, this is definitely a Song of Storms thing, because it just, this is such a cool little series of chords, and I really like it. The intro, especially what I'm talking about. It's the same chords, but like, I love these chord changes, and they're really cool sounding. And that E9 over E minor that you see is just especially a crunchy chord, and I really like how it sounds. This is let's turn it up just a smidge. I played it wrong. This chair is bothering me now. Or is that the pedal? I just like how that sounds. I like the tension that chord provides. It's a very tension building chord. Because it doesn't work all that well. It's a little harsh. Especially when it comes to the first 2 chords, which are just C minor 7, or C sharp minor 7, and then E flat minor 7, which are pretty... Nothing wrong with those chords. But then you have love that inner line that's going on. So just listen to the inner line. Yeah. Yeah, so I really like how that sounded. And then I just put the other chords that will be used throughout the song down here at the bottom, which was... Yeah. So I think that this could be a cool sounding song. The only kind of crappy part about Song of Storms in general, the original song, is that's kind of all it is. It's just 8 bars, and there's nothing else to the song. There's no B section. There's no anything else going on in the song. So that kind of sucks. That's tough to build off of that. However, now that we have these 2 sets of chord changes, it might not be so bad. This is probably something that I would record live, and I would not record using MIDI, and just kind of... Because you can really solo with some weird stuff in a song like this. You could really make this sound weird and bizarre and almost creepy sounding. Almost like the song belongs in like a Majora's Mask. Like in the Majora's Mask game instead of Ocarina of Time, just like... You can really make that sound kind of creepy. So what I was going to do with this now is just kind of figure out, is this it, or is there going to be something else going on? You don't want to deviate too much. You don't want to deviate too much from something like this. This is a case where this is something that is so notable in video games and music that if you were to deviate too much from this, I think you'd get criticized for it. You know, there's arrangements and stuff and remixes. There's a difference between arranging something and remixing something. Arranging something is basically still playing the structure of the song exactly, but just changing up like how you're playing it. So, like, as an example, the Sonic Station Square thing that I did a few months back is actually what I started the show with when I explained how I did that. I restructured the structure of the song is exactly the same as the original. I did not change it at all. There's a section where I would like solo if I wanted to and stuff, but like the actual written out structure of the song is exactly the same. The only difference is the style that I played it in, which is the arranging part. The melody is exactly the same, and the chords are different. The chords are more jazzy. They're a little different. They're more advanced. A remix is something that you can change stuff quite a bit. You can pretty much change anything you want, including the structure of the song, but it has to be still recognizable to the original. Okay? And that's kind of what I'm trying to do here, because and a lot of times when people hear remix, they think it's like an electronic remix, where they immediately think that it's some sort of dubstep or something like that. I'm not trying to do that at all. I've never like had a real passion for doing stuff like that. But there isn't too much of a structure to this song because it's only 8 bars, and that's all it is. And then it just gets repeated a bunch with different sounding synths, essentially. That's really all it is. So there isn't too much of a structure to the song. It's just that's how it's played. That's how it works. I guess I'm really, and I've always kind of been like this when it comes to doing remixes or arrangements or whatever. I guess I'm more focused on changing up the harmony that's going on than changing up anything else. And I guess you could say which was the 3 against 2 melody that I had come up with. I guess you could say that could be included somewhere, and that could be part of this little remix part thing. But I kind of, at some point, want everything to shift to this. And this kind of song, for me, would be more heavily focused on just improvising around it. Coming up with weird stuff for it. I feel like I would want to come up with more just ridiculous stuff with a song like this. So, I don't know. I don't want to just like stop working on this, but I just don't know what else to add. To me, I think this would sound cool enough the way it is. I think the best remixes and stuff like this are stuff that's a little more improvised. It's kind of what I did with the Doom thing, right? Like, there was this... I don't think it's me just, like, being lazy, being like, nah, that's it, that's all it is. I just don't think that there's anything else I'd like to include, you know? And then at some point we can go back to the melody and change up the... I wonder if that works, actually. Because like, I'd like people to hear that. By the way, if you do hear that squeaking, that's actually from my sustain pedal, and there's not much I can do about that right now. I'm trying to get. I'd like to get a new sustain pedal because this thing is trash. I hate the sustain pedal. It moves around all the time, and it's also really tiny. It isn't really. I mean, it works fine. It's just really annoying. Anyways. This is just more improvisational, I guess. I don't know how else to. I really don't know what else to say about it. That's just kind of what my feelings are on it. Is the more improvisational. So I'd like to just kind of move on to like whatever the next project is, because this is something that I've been. The other thing too is like this is not something that. This was one of the phone projects. So this is not something that I've been like. I just came up with and I have no idea what it's going to sound like. You know, like the Doom thing, or like this space travel thing. Like the first project, I just knew exactly how it was going to be. I knew how the structure of the song was going to be. It wasn't that hard for me to come up with, because it's something that I had done before. It's something I had really focused on before. Okay, now this was a lot of fun. I know it's short, obviously, and we'd only done a little bit of it. This is Project 5. I'm just going to write that real quick up here. And we had to label this kind of strangely. And the reason why is because we didn't really have an idea of what it was going to be. Just didn't really have an idea of what it was and like where it was going to be placed and stuff like that. Just writing in the easy stuff. There we go. Just writing in the easy stuff. So let me kind of explain what this was. If I can remember it. That's right. So, this sounded like this. type of deal, right? That's how it sounded. When I first played through it, I didn't really have an idea of like where this would fit. It didn't immediately jump to mind. And I called it, I don't know why I called it a funk. It's not really a funk. I did write in there, if you can, you probably can't see it, but it's in there. In that parentheses there at the top, I had written racing game. Because like that was the only thing I could think of that this would fit in. It's like a Gran Turismo type of thing. Even though they usually pick a soundtrack, that was the only game I was like, well, I guess it could fit there. But that was literally the only thing. Just... I couldn't think of anything else that this would fit in. I also only had like this section of the song. So this final copy thing is actually going to be interesting as we have to write more to it. It's got to be more than just that. This is not something that I want like super improvised. I would like this to be like, like a full-fledged song, not just something that I was working on before. So before I just wrote slashes to just indicate that this is the rhythm that you were playing the chords, right? It was just basically showing that that's how I would play the chord, with the dotted quarter, eighth note. I don't even have the last chord written down, actually, because I just wasn't sure if I liked it yet. So what we can do with this type of thing is we're not going to write out like a grand staff because I don't think that that's necessary. However, we can do this. I actually kind of like the melody of just that, so I think we're going to keep that. So in that case, it would be this with a half rest. Right, and then it would be B flat minor, and A flat minor, which are pretty simple. I really have to find out a new method of putting this somewhere else, because it's a real pain to lean over and like write this out with that going on. Because I keep just hitting like buttons on the keyboard. You know what I just realized? This is actually the wrong... This is not a dotted. Maybe I did that on accident. So... Oh no, it is. Nope, that's right. Because it's 1.5, 1.5, which is 3, and then, yeah, no, that is right. Dang. The other reason that I had originally put slash chords was because, in my mind, it looks kind of stupid when you write out chords over top of every single note, like this. And that actually can get kind of confusing for some people, because it's a little confusing when you're looking at that and you're not sure entirely if you're just playing that chord like throughout the rest of the melody or if you're playing it like this. It's tough to tell if what I mean by that is play the chords on each note like how I'm doing. was that other thing I wanted to do, which was playing the song, but basically changing it so that these rests came first, and then this was on these were on ands, the ands of 3 and 4. So it sounds like this. So instead of it sounds like 1 and 2. That is something that would probably occur later on in the song, because I really like that. But starting a song off like that, that's I don't like that. Especially if like there's other stuff going on, right? So like I wouldn't want to start the song. I don't think I would want to start the song with like just me, just like whoever's playing that. Because there's obviously going to be multiple things. I put trio, so there's probably going to be a drummer. There's probably going to be a bass player, and they would want to hit with me. And I would want to start the song with them doing something in those, filling those gaps between those half rests. Maybe like a bass run throughout, basically. So if that does happen, I would want to start it off with like some weird bass run, and then do, and then it just doesn't sound quite right. So then this is actually even easier. So this is a 16th rest, which you never get to write. It's very rare that you get to write a 16th rest. And what's weird too about how I wrote this out is that shouldn't be a dotted 8th rest, I don't think. Da, da, da. I don't think. Ba, ba, ba. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 1, 2, E, and yeah, that should just be an 8th note. That should just be an 8th rest. That shouldn't be dotted. So if that's the case, this is actually longer than I thought it was. This is actually, let's see. This is 1. This is a 2. This is 1. This is and. This is 2. So what it is an 8th note tied to a half note. That's what it would be. So it'd be like this. We'll put a double bar because it's going to now change tone as we go on throughout. Now, again, this is a little bit of a different project than the ones that we've been doing before, for 2 reasons. One, it's not complete. Like the other projects, we at least like had an idea about everything else that we wanted to do, right? It was pretty simple. It was fairly easily laid out because we knew exactly how the structure of the song was going to go for the most part for all of the songs. We didn't have to write we didn't have to write new music. We just had to put it into we just had to write it out in a constructive manner so it made sense. This, all we really have is like an A section, just like a start of a song, and there's nothing else. Now, yeah, we can sit here and just repeat these 4 bars over and over again, and that's it. You know what I mean? Or like just solo off it, or do different stuff like that. We could do that. It's not going to sound great though, because to me, a song like this just begs for more than just that. It begs for like a B section, or something else. Right? So in that case, I gotta write the chords again. I think it needs something else. And the second problem with this song right now is we don't know what it's going to be used in. I mean, let's face it, we don't know what any of this stuff could be used in. But we especially don't know what this is going to be used in because we didn't come up with anything that sounded right. All the other projects we kind of were like, yeah, this would fit here, this would fit here, this would fit here. It just didn't really come to me at all, like where this could fit in the real world. This could just be like someone's original. I've heard so many like just original jazz stuff that people are like, yeah, this is just our original. It doesn't fit anymore. It's just something they did. And that's just kind of what this could be. Or this could be a case of like, like somebody's writing music for a game or something, and then they were just like, well, I mean, sure, that sounds cool enough, and they would just pick this out and throw it in there. It's kind of the same deal. But to me, I just can't find any place. This is a little more fast-paced, which is unusual for me. I'm not really that type of writer to write something that's like quick and fast-paced. I like slow stuff. I like ballads. That's not what this is. This is definitely a fast-paced song. I don't remember how I came up with this. I think what I had originally said was, I'd like to write a jazz standard, and I came up with this, and I'm like, this isn't a jazz standard. Like, this is not something that I would classify as a jazz standard. This is something that, like, even just with the repetitiveness of the beginning 4 bars, and the fact that was all I came up with, it was like, no, this is just not what it is. This could be something different. I think that's what I was thinking at the time. That's what I'm thinking now. Jeez. So this needs more. There's more that needs to come into this. So let's kind of think about that. So it's fairly simple to start. I really wanted to go from to this chord, which is just a half step down from the last chord there, which is a D major 7. That's a sharp 11 on top. And just slide right down. I think it sounds cool like that. That might not be bad. That might not sound bad. And then this can kind of transform into something slower. Not slower, but more legato. I'm so sorry I keep yawning. I'm really out of it today, like I said. This can transform into something more, I guess the term would be legato. So we go from this. I like how that sounds actually. This I like that. I'm a sucker for odd things like that. So what we're gonna do now, I think, with this is, I should not have moved on from this project. Definitely. So we're gonna go from here. I like how this starts. I like these 4 bars, and maybe that's the only good part of it. But we're gonna go back to like the rough copy, which is this, and we're gonna continue to write this out to the best of till we think it sounds right. Why did that pop up? I must have hit the Windows key. I don't even remember doing that. Anyways, so this is gonna come down to this. Which is in turn going to get held. Which this just might get held for like that type of deal. And this is a D flat major 7 sharp 11. And then it's going to sound something like this. Oh, whoa. Ending on this, so we go from this to this to that. So the chord changes there are D flat major 7 sharp 11 to just E major to F minor to E flat major with D flat in the bass, which is a common like sussy type chord, sustained type chord, to, and this is a B flat major chord with a sharp 5. That's what this is. Which is actually used in, if you ever, what is the name of that song? There is a Debussy song that features that chord. Oh no, that doesn't. That's a different chord. That's slightly different. This is, I'm trying to think of a song where this is actually like used. A lot of jazz songs end that way. They'll end with that kind of like sharp 5 chord. I don't know. It's a little weird, but it's good. And the best part about it is I don't have to actually change the E flat chord that I'm playing at the top, like this. I don't have to change the top notes at all. That's why I kept it. This still works because an E flat chord has a B flat, an E flat, and a G, which the B flat is the 7 of B. The E flat or D sharp is the 3 of B, and the G at the top of the chord is the sharp 5 of B. So it all works. That sounds a little bizarre. Maybe it won't work. I don't know. We don't have a melody yet. All we have is just... and maybe that won't work. Maybe we'll end up changing that. I'm not sure. I don't know. like this chord though. So. I'm starting to think it's not going to fit. That's an interesting thing. So basically, I was able to get myself back to F, an F chord of some kind. In this case, it was an F7, essentially. That's the 5 of B flat minor, which we're in B flat minor, and we're trying to get to B flat minor because that's kind of the whole goal, is to resolve ourselves back to. So the whole goal is to get back to there, and I was able to somehow get there, and I'm trying to remember how I did it, because this happens all the time. So what I did there that time around was D flat major 7 sharp 11, E major 7, F minor, E flat major over D flat to B flat minor 6, not 7. B minor 7 flat 5, E7 flat 9, A minor 6, A flat minor, F sharp minor, E minor, D minor, to this, to that's not bad. So what that happens there at the end is we have, so we're doing this thing where we're kind of going down in minor. We have A minor 6, A flat minor, F sharp minor, E minor, D minor, D flat 7, raise 9 lower 13, which I'll kind of explain that chord later if it ever needs to be explained. To this, which is an F7 with a sharp 11. The hell? There's a bug in here. Well, I gotta get rid of that. Give me 1 sec. Gotta get rid of this bug. Crap. That scared the shit out of me. I hate bugs. Like, I have like a lot of bad, like, bug stories where I've been, like, attacked by bugs. Which they're bugs, right? They're not gonna really harm you. Unless they're poisonous. But, like, ever since I was a little kid, I've always been like, bugs just like, I gotta get rid of them. Like, I think I will be, if I hadn't gotten rid of that bug, I would have been sitting here thinking about it. What I'm wondering is, it's the dead of winter. Like, it's, seriously, how cold is it out right now? Like 43, 44, something like that? It's like in the 40s. That bug should be not alive. I don't know how it's alive. And we're like in the north. Like, there's not very many bugs, and I had no idea what it was. But what I was doing was, so I saw it fly over there. Well, first of all, the first time I see it, it's from the door. There's nowhere in the door that a bug could have flown in. So I'm wondering if it was like in the apartment somewhere. And if so, how did it get in? Where did it get in from? Everything is pretty sealed in here, so I don't know how it could have gotten in. There's even like a little rubber thing at the bottom so that there isn't like a slit like some doors have, like in regular doors. And I see it fly. It literally like comes right at me, because that's what bugs do. They love to come right at me. And it just went like this, and it goes flying across the screen. It might have even appeared on screen. I don't know, because it flew like across like this. Went over here, hit the window a couple times because trying to get out, and then hit behind. I have 2 boxes left from moving that it's all my video game consoles, and I don't know what to do with them yet. And that was it. I just didn't know what happened to it. So I immediately was like, I gotta kill this, or else I'm gonna be sitting here the whole stream going like this, waiting to see what's gonna fly out at me. So plus I think it probably injured itself because it's a piece of shit and a stupid bug, and hit the window like an idiot and probably hurt itself. So I went roaming around just to make sure it didn't like go anywhere else, and then I started kicking the boxes because I really don't like it when things jump out. Like jump scares, like not my thing. So it's not jumping out, and I'm like, all right, well I guess I'll go back to streaming, even though I don't really want to until I kill this bug. And then I slowly see it crawling out over there by my bay windows, and I'm like, there it is. So I have this piece of wire molding that I'm actually, like, I'm supposed to throw out. Like, it was something left over. It's huge. It's like, how long is it? It's like 10 feet long. It's like, it's completely useless. I'm not going to be able to use it for anything. And I'm like, I know what I'll do. I'll squish it from like 10 feet away. It'd be awesome. So it's crawling up the window slightly, and I just kind of went, doo, and got it. It wasn't even moving. Like, I actually missed the first time, and it didn't even do anything. So it was pretty much dead. It was just like crawling for dear life, and it just boom, got rid of it. And I went over and get a closer look at it. I have no idea what type of bug it was. None. It flies. I thought it was a cicada, because there was like this whole year, like last year was supposed to be like the year of the cicada, because the cicadas were all waking up. So I thought it was a cicada. And this summer, a cicada like came at me, like hit me in the face, and I like almost broke my tablet because I went and swung at it. That was a whole nother story, though. I hate bugs. I have like such a hatred for them, because like literally, moths, bees, any sort of flying bug, I hate them. Flying bugs mostly, just bugs that can like jump out at you. Essentially, I fucking hate them. So anyways, that's another story. So I was explaining what I was doing with this before I got viciously attacked by the demon bug. So let's just go over what I was doing all over again, starting with this. D flat major 7, sharp 11. E major, F minor. That's a really easy transition too, because they actually, E major and F minor share a lot of notes. E major is E, G sharp, B, E sharp, E sharp, D sharp. Well, G sharp and D sharp are also A flat and E flat. Right? They're the same notes. Well, those notes happen to be the 3 and the 7 notes in F minor. So this is E minor or E major, right? This is F minor, right? You can hear them, right? And I'm just using the same notes. It's just that depending on what it's one of my favorite things about music too. It's like depending on what the bass note is, it completely changes the meaning of the chord. Because I could just play that, and you can hear it as E major, right? But then I move it up a half step. That's it, and now it's F minor. And I'm not changing the notes. I'm just changing the bass note. It's really cool. Anyways, so I had very loud, obnoxious sneezes. So if I have to sneeze, I try to like cover it up. So and I almost never sneeze once. So we're at F minor. F minor is cool because F minor is one of those keys that's similar to B flat minor. It just has one less flat, but it's pretty similar. So from here, I went what did I do for? Oh yeah, to here, which is E flat major triad with D flat in the bass. To so I basically went and this is a B flat minor chord, but it's a sixth chord, which means it's not, it's this. And then this is a B minor chord, but it has a flat 5. And then E7 with a flat 9, which is, this is, the flat 9 is this. To A minor 6, A flat minor, F sharp minor, E minor, D minor, D flat 7 raised 9 lower 13, which is a really bizarre chord. I can explain it some other time. F7, and I guess this could be F7 with, this is a sharp 11. This is what I was explaining before I got brutally, viciously attacked. This is basically a sharp 11 chord. To B flat minor. Back to. So I really like those chords, and I'm going to write those out. So sick of that thing. I'm going to just write all those chords out. Oh, man, I hate having five measures in a line like this. It should be 4, or it should be 6, or something like that. So if next is going to be E minor, or E major, F minor, and then it's E flat over D flat, and these are all just one measure. B flat minor 6. And then B minor 7 flat 5 to E7 flat 9. And then A minor 6. Which this is actually 2, like this. We're kind of just going down in a line here to get to D minor. I actually really like, this is a cool little line to have this. And then it's do bum boom bum boo da da bop bop. And with that, we have D flat 7, sharp 9, flat 13. And then this is an F7, sharp 11. And then it's the same chord, and then back to the top. And that's just there. Extra space. So these are the chord changes. Don't really have a melody. The only melody we really have would start here is this. So it's almost like this part is a little more broken down and a little more, I don't know how I would describe it. This, see, to me, I really like that. I really like those chord changes. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know if they even fit with the song. I really don't. I really don't know if they fit with the song. Like, I don't know. I really. This is one of the projects I may can. This is one of the ones where it was tough to define it in the first place. As much as I like these rhythms, I just don't know where they would fit in. And now I've created this second section of the song that I don't think fits with the first. I think it just sounds cool. And actually, the second section of the song sounds more like a jazz standard. You can turn that into it. Now, there's one other, I guess, saving grace for this project, and that's an electric piano sound. Because sometimes things just sound better that way. Oh yeah, I did actually like the electric piano sound. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. At least with the other songs, I kind of felt something. I felt like there was something there. I don't feel like there's anything here. I feel like I had two separate songs. And I don't know how to build on either of them. You know, this part, this... It's just too different from that other part. That I don't know if I want to continue this one. I feel like I'm going to end up spending too much time kind of fuddling around with it that it's just not gonna work. Now maybe there is always the maybe that I come back to this and I'm like, oh, you know what? This was missing this, and it sounds all right? Or like it kind of clicks. So what I'm gonna do? God, I can't stop yawning, dude. I'm really like, it's just not doing well for me today. So what I'm gonna do, with this, is we're gonna leave it. We're gonna completely turn over a new page here, start the next project, and tomorrow we're gonna start with that. We're gonna start with that and see if I can come up with something. Now, project number 6, I have way higher hopes for, because this I actually know where it's gonna fit in the real world. I knew exactly where it would fit. I really liked it. Still really, really love it. This I actually need a grand staff for. This is actually in the same key, but it's in major. It's in D flat major. So I'm excited for this one. And this is also a phone song, which means that I had previously recorded this once. To some degree. This is the Sims build mode song, which I really like this. Again, one of the more famous build mode songs, which this is, I guess, is a little based off of, is... that kind of thing. Everyone knows that Sim song. Well, this is like kind of what I'm talking about in the same vein. So that's kind of what I'm going for with this whole thing. This is another one of those songs that's just kind of going to be not improvised, but like there will be some sort of structure to it, but not much. Because a lot of like Sims build mode-y type songs are mostly just improvised. You know, there's a basic thing like. And then it's just they're soloing over something. You know what I mean? It's gonna be kind of a similar thing. Except maybe I probably won't use as much like as many lines as like I won't do that as much. It's gonna be more chordal. So yeah, it's going to be a little more chordal. There's going to be more of that going on in general. The beginning is going to be, it's going to be very simplified at the beginning, just... So, this is how it's written down. 1, 2, 4, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Like this. That is wrong. I'm looking at it, I'm like, that's not even close. That is not even close to what I wanted. F sharp. And B. Like this. And that is tied to... Nope. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Is the whole note. Like so. God, it's so hard to write sometimes. Writing music is hard. It's not. It's not. Do, do. And actually, this bottom part is also fairly low, actually. Like that. And then what we can actually do is this, which is kind of combining sharps and flats in the same thing, which we shouldn't really do. I think it's that, right? Man. Now I'm confused. This. This is A sharp. This would be F sharp. This would be D sharp, yeah. And this would be filled in, be like this. They would be tied over into this. God, that's annoying. That looks so gross. I hate that. But that's how it has to look. Read it above that it's D flat major 7, B major 7. And it sounds like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Pretty simple. And that's most of the song. Now, even something like build mode in the Sims, actually, I'd like to listen to it. Some of them have melodies, some of them don't, but what I'm trying to figure out is, Sims build, in that particular song, what is it? So I'm going to have to mute myself. That's right. Okay. So, yeah, it's pretty simple. And, it's that kind of stuff. And then eventually it changes, actually, too. Like that. Which this might do. Right now, it's just these 2 chords. I don't know if I see myself changing it much. Maybe that. That's always been my favorite chord change, which all that is just going down in whole notes to all the major chords, which would sound like this. I love that. I think that sounds so cool. Maybe that will be a thing. So, that's something we have to think about. That's something we have to do. So here's the thing. I have to cut things short today. I don't want to really, but I think I do. What I might do, if I'm feeling up to it, I might do another stream later on tonight. I have to see what time I get back home, how I feel, because I did not sleep very much last night, and therefore I'm a little exhausted, and I have to leave in a little bit here too to go and help out a high school with their musical. So because of all that, I'm going to try to just stay up the rest of the day and then go to sleep early. But early for me is going to sleep at midnight and waking up at 8, because I have to wake up at 8 so I can stream again tomorrow. Because tomorrow will be a decently long one. Tomorrow will be a 9 to 2 type stream. I would think. Because I have nothing really going on tomorrow. And this whole week I don't have much going on, so all the streams should be decently long. But thank you all for coming out if you did. If you haven't already, please hit follow. I appreciate it. Help me out. And yeah, I'll let you know on Twitter if I decide to do another stream later on tonight just because this one was so short. And I'll leave you with a song. And yeah, thank you for coming out, and I will see you later.